Yo, what it do? This is the second episode of Caution Zone. Here with your boy Uno again. Uh, Today is Tuesday. It's dropping on Wednesday, but today is Tuesday, the 21st. A few things to talk about with y'all today, you know what I'm saying? First thing first, I don't know, I'm not a weatherman, but I always put this in there for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what the weather like everywhere else, but I know it's like in the DMV or on the Maryland side in particular where I live at. Lately, the news or the weather app, because that's what I look at, my Apple app, bluffing about all this fucking rain and shit. Somebody else told me it was on the south side, and they said it was storming like shit. So I'm like, we ain't getting none of that where I was at. So I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Plus, I like to run and shit outside. So, being with the gyms closed, I know some gyms are back open. I ain't paying for gyms no more because I feel like most of this shit, again, like I said last time, you could do on your own. So yeah, that's the only reason I check the weather so much. But it's supposed to have been raining for the last few days and it ain't did shit. So yeah, don't listen to that shit. Just go outside. If you get caught in the rain, you get caught in the rain. Fuck it. But yeah, on to some new things that's going on. As far as music, you know what I'm saying. I don't really consider myself um, hip to everything that's coming out. I'm trying to get hip to every little thing, you know what I'm saying, because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to reach, you know what I'm saying, everybody and all bases of music, especially in the hip hop genre. But we do got the new No Cap album. Now, real quick, No Cap is in my top five. I'm gonna say that again. No Cap is in my top five. He got me off the first mixtape he did. I don't know if that was his first one. But the John with Ghetto Angels on it, the whole thing, I'm telling you, the whole thing, I still to this day can listen to it all the way through. He talking that shit like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a whole vibe, you know what I'm saying? The second one, I guess when he went in and came back out, you know what I'm saying? I forgot, I think that was called Hood Dictionary. It had some jumps on there. Don't get me wrong. Again, he's still in my top five, but it didn't all the way resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good jump though. It was a good jump. Had some bangers on it. But this one, I still haven't all the way digested it yet. You know what I'm saying? Because it take you a minute. Sometimes for me, it take me a minute. Like it's certain songs you can hear off the first time, and you know it's that. Then there's other Jones that kind of got grown you. So I feel like I gotta give this Jones some time, but I'm fucking with it already though. So you know what I'm saying, big shouts out to No Cap. You got the Pop Smoke Deluxe came out. It's like I don't know. It looked like they added like maybe 6 or 7 songs. I don't know. The album long now. I think it's like over 30 tracks, or at least 30 tracks on that jump. Um, I feel like if they had enough music, they should have just made another album after this one, like some time waited, let people digest this album first, because it was a good album already. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I feel. And because I feel like people taking the deluxe shit to a whole nother level just because, especially during the coronavirus, everybody trying to do something to stay productive. So I'm not against anybody trying to do anything. Of course, me, I started this throughout coronavirus. I've been thinking about it for a while, but whatever time is better than right now when most people is confined to their house. So you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like people going too far with some of these deluxe albums. Like, I'm trying to think of the last. I mean, Lil Baby deluxe album was like perfect because he only added like a few songs and they was good songs worth adding. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of went with the album. I ain't really listened to the added songs from the Pop Smoke joint, but I'm just like, it made the album super long, and it's just like if they had enough music, I feel like they should have just made another album in like 6 months once 2021 started or something. You know what I'm saying? 2020 is just a fucking crazy year already. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they should have just probably waited. But again, I'm listening to it. I'm sure it's more hits on there. I seen the John. I want to say it was Thug and Gunna on there. But when I heard it didn't really sound like a Pop Smoke song. I mean, but I don't know. Again, what is a Pop Smoke song? I heard he was moving into a different lane anyway. He wasn't always going to do the New York drill shit. But that's that. So I don't really know about too many other joints that's out right now. My man from the home team, my man from around the way, Mount Rainier's own Ed Blicker, dropped a and they got a few jumps already out that's kind of doing some good numbers on YouTube. But he just dropped a down bottom freestyle and shit. So Ed Blicker, go check that out. Y'all should check that out. He kind of the voice of the streets for around here. We got a lot of good artists, and I'm hoping to tap in them with them so you can hear from them and see what their mindset is and where they going with their career. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to Ed Blick. He got a clothing brand out. Well, he got merch. I wouldn't say a clothing brand. He got merch. So he got the Camp Life shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Scoob. I'm rocking his shit right now. Amp. You know what I'm saying? Amp Clothing. I think it's Amp underscore clothing on IG. So if you want to tap in and get that, he got all different kinds. It ain't just this. You know what I'm saying? But that's some. Merch is. I feel like merch is a big thing when it comes to artists now. And he, man who do this, I think he an artist too. I think he do some music here and there, but I don't know if he consider himself an artist all the way. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a way to just push your brand. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who's doing something that's somewhat prolific or whatever, they need a brand to go with it. So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, tap in with that, man. Well, I just recently lost my grandmother, so that's been kind of harboring over me for a few days now, you know what I'm saying? And when I heard the news, it threw me left because I was in such a good mood when I heard it. So I wasn't even really, you know what I'm saying? It didn't really even digest yet. And on top of that, I've been working so much, I haven't really got a chance to grieve. And that's a big thing, like, I don't know how many people been through that, you know what I'm saying, where it's the fact that, like, that I'm doing so much, I ain't even get a chance to grieve. Like, I ain't really get a chance to think about, and it's, I guess, part of me is like, yeah, she lived a great life, You always got to know that it's an end for everybody, so I'm saying that to say because I didn't cry, it kind of fucked me up. It fucked me up all the way, you know what I'm saying? But, part of me didn't want her to struggle no more. She was going through a lot towards the end of her years. So I was just like, man, I want this shit to be over. But, of course, not in that way. I didn't get to see her for a long time because of coronavirus. I know a lot of people losing family, especially like older people in your family, especially if they caught the virus too. You already quarantined away from them, so you ain't be able to see them. You might be able to call them or whatever, but it ain't the same as actually physically seeing and touching somebody and telling them you love them and all of that. So you know what I'm saying. That's the main part that fucked me up. You know what I'm saying. But on top of that, like I always told her I loved her every time I seen her, talk to her, anytime like that, because you never know. And I do that in general now with anybody. So it's just like this day and age, man. But again, so. Anybody else going through that, sometimes you got to take a step back from work and all that stuff. And I'm not saying go soak in the corner and be boo-hooing and all that, but actually, give you a chance of self to grieve, you know what I'm saying? Because you could be holding back a lot of shit and it might be one feather on the camel's back that just might make you, make you snap because you're going through so much, but you holding it all in, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the main thing for me right now. Is like I'm finally trying to take the time to sit and like actually grieve a little bit, and funerals and everything is different right now. So it's like I don't even know. I'm trying to wrap my head around how that's gonna be, and it's just to move on to, I ain't gonna say lighter topics, but the all lives matter thing. I was talking to my sister, and she said she was arguing with my mother. My mother said that all lives matter. Keep in mind, my mom grew up with white friends and all that. I did too. But when people say that, it's like, I don't know what exactly you mean. Of course, because when you saying that, it's usually after somebody say Black Lives Matter, right? And it's like, of course, I'm not going to say I disagree with my mom or she wrong. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Only because of what's going on with black people. You know what I'm saying? That's the main point of it is all lives can't matter till Black Lives Matter. Period. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it should be no other explanation after that. When somebody say Black Lives Matter, you shouldn't say shit after that. Like just nothing. Like if you know any type of history, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but you have to have took in some of this throughout all this shit that's been going on. And even if you ain't historically like inclined on these type of things, you can be learning shit as it's going right now. Like you might hear about something, then you might do a little bit of research, Google some shit, go back and be like, damn, did that really happen? You know, it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? Now, believe me, all the information that we get is just somebody else's information. Basically, it's somebody else that put that there. So don't always assume everything you read or see is true. You know what I'm saying? But it is history, and it is where you can find out some knowledge, and some things out here are facts. So you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to touch on that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say fuck all lives, but Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. And I mean, it kind of some of that kind of came from you know, like I said, I watch podcasts a lot, and it surprised me. I guess it shouldn't, because these niggas used to be rappers, and I don't really want to say no names because I'm not in the podcast business. But it surprised me to know that podcast niggas beef too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not just rappers. But like I said, they used to be rappers, so I guess that still lend them to beef, and I guess, but I wouldn't even say beef, but you going back and forth through your podcast, and then on your podcast you saying shit. It's weird to me. Like that shit, I'd be like, save that shit for the rappers at least. Like, who the fuck? We listen to podcasts to get away. You know what I'm saying? Away. I mean, the same reason you listen to music, but podcasts is supposed to be more, I feel like, motivational, inspirational, kind of, you know, informational shit. We not trying to hear you arguing and shit. It sound better. I guess what I should say is it sound better when it's in a rap. Like if you dissing a nigga and you putting some bars behind it, that's one whole nother thing. Niggas be down for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you niggas arguing back and forth on a microphone. You taking 20 minutes out your segment to talk about another nigga when both of y'all niggas are already established. What's the point of that? Like, and they was arguing about. I guess they wasn't arguing about that, but that was part of the argument, was the Black Lives Matter shit. I'm like, man, two black niggas with two different perspectives. And even it ain't just two black niggas. You got other you know what I'm saying, entities that's beefing too, I guess you would say, but they in like the podcast interview lane. And it's weird to me. It's weird to me. I mean, even like I said, I dabble in rap. I would never beef with a nigga. I don't give a fuck what a nigga said, what a nigga did. I'm not giving nobody the energy on my platform. You hear me? To you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm mad, you gotta be able to hold that shit back a little bit. I mean, unless it's gonna make you some money, it's no point of doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it might. I don't know. I'm sure it's tactics to everything why people do shit. So I guess if I was into it, I would know. But like I said, that's just my thoughts on that. You know. All right, so to go into this whole, a lot of people been covering most of these things, but I'm giving my thought process on most of this shit. I mean, I feel like I wouldn't say I think different than everybody else, but I feel like I see both sides to everything. So that's how I try to go on looking at everything. Um, so you got the whole entanglement thing. I hate even saying it now because so many people saying that shit, and they got all these fucking memes. Look, now I want to rain and shit, but I guess it didn't lie this time. Good thing I ain't go out and run. But yeah, this whole entanglement thing, man, is just going crazy. The memes is hilarious to me though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The main thing I just want to say is the nigga August is a wild nigga for just saying that shit. Like, and the main part I want to touch on is everybody always say, oh, he had an album coming out, so that's why he did it. I don't get how you doing some messy shit or whatever, like getting into some shit publicly, brings attention to your album. I don't get that. Like, it's like, I can listen to a nigga all day, like, you know what I'm saying, beef or whatever, do dumb shit on the internet. Don't mean I'm gonna go listen to your album now, because I'm gonna be more interested in what you got going on here. I'm like, damn, this nigga need to do more of this. Fuck the music. Like, you know what I'm saying? The music speak for itself. Or if that's all you promoting, but you coming out doing interviews and shit, like, for what? What was that for? Like, you just wanted some attention. I don't feel like that had nothing to do with the album. Your album sales was gonna do what your album sales was gonna do anyway. I feel like, I mean, in my opinion, I don't feel like that shit helped the album. Then the nigga go and put out a song with Rick Ross, Entanglement. That's the corniest shit I ever heard. I didn't hear the song, but I'm saying just trying to capitalize off that. Yeah, I get it's going and everybody fucking with it, but come on, to actually make an actual song. And I feel like when he was saying it, like when he first came out, because I think he was the first one to say something, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to capitalize off it. Now, once she put her interview out, or they did their red table thing, everybody was like, oh, now it's time to, like, that shit. Once she said what she said, because it's really Jada who made the entanglement thing so popular, he capitalizing back off of that. So I feel like if they never did the red table thing, that shit would have just went away, you know what I'm saying? But again, on both sides, everybody like publicity. I don't know how much Jada and them need that, you know what I'm saying? Will and Jada, I don't think they need no publicity, but again, when you out of the spotlight for a long time, just being talked about probably can be enough for people. So, but I think that shit was corny. Like, to actually go sit down and publicly say that, like, nigga, you could have tweeted that shit and it probably would have still got the same traction. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you your own mind, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with it. I wouldn't be doing that shit. Then then you got the Tory and Meg whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Man. Again, I can't speak too much on it. I don't know too much details. I didn't look into it. But also, for everybody to assume that they dating is the dumbest shit in the world to me. I mean, not, and don't get me wrong, I'm a shorter guy too, and I date tall women, but to me that just don't look right. It look like they just cool type shit. On the outside looking in, I don't know. I don't see them, like, I'm not watching everybody Instagram lives and shit, so I don't see how they interact when they together, because I hear that they always at, you know, houses together and shit, at Kylie Jenner house and shit like that. I think that's where it happened at, when he shot her ass, or if he shot her, allegedly shot her. I'm like, that's just wild. Like, everybody like, why did he have a gun? I'm like, that's not even the main question. Like, why the fuck, what made you that angry that you even felt like you had to shoot anywhere around her? It could have been an accident too. You know what I'm saying? People not even thinking about that. I mean, I don't know how you make that accident, but it could have been an accident. You know what I'm saying? So, but then Meg made a statement basically saying she's really hurt. And she ain't really say it wasn't an accident, but she did say it was intentional to I think, to hurt her. So, I don't know. Could be a short man's complex, you know what I'm saying? Napoleon complex. But I'm not just going to start reaching in the air for shit. It's just wild. You know what I'm saying? It's not even that wild of a story to be. I mean, yeah, nobody should ever get shot. But if they wasn't celebrities, that's probably some shit, you know, that ain't even that big of a story. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it happens before in the neighborhood. Where, I mean, you know, I think, you know, it's been a few women in this DMV that's been killed recently. Just from being, I guess, I don't know what the situation was, but you on the block with other niggas and shit, and you never know what could happen, type shit. So, and I want to speak to that too, because, like, these females, y'all be rushing to be around a hood nigga, and, you know what I'm saying, but you want to cry when hood shit happen. Like, why? You got to be able to be like, you with that. Like, you got to almost be as gangster as the nigga you with. You can't just think you going to be, because you pretty and you like a hood nigga that's all. You got to be with that shit too. Like, he might need you to, you know what I'm saying, do some shit. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to it, most likely a nigga going to keep you out of that. But when it come down to it, you got to know you might have to do some shit one day. So I don't feel like, you know, females think about that enough when they screaming they want a hood nigga. Like, and then they be mad why they so hurt and shit. At the end of the day, the shit they do to niggas fuck off on other bitches, and because all niggas gonna do that. It ain't gotta just be a hood nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? You looking, I know you like the hood nigga qualities, you know, that he a roughneck and all that shit, but it ain't nothing wrong with getting you a good guy that's gonna treat you right. I mean, that don't mean he a sucker either because he a good guy. Like, that's where a lot of women get confused. Like, some of these fake hood niggas don't be about that shit. Just because they told them motherfucking pistol don't make them niggas that nigga. You know what I mean? Like, these niggas be scared. That's why they got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it don't get me wrong. Bear arms, like, it's smart to have a gun. But a lot of niggas told that shit because they scared or because it's the trend. It's the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Or they around another nigga that got a gun. It's just, it's all type of aspects to it, man. And I don't think motherfuckers they don't consider enough what they put themselves into. Because a lot of shit is self-inflicted. Like, a lot of shit you do, you could have prevented, but you chose to put yourself in that situation. Like, niggas going to jail and all that shit. Like, niggas, I've always had this conversation with a lot of my niggas growing up, because I know a lot of niggas who went to jail, niggas that's in jail right now. That don't make you a hood nigga because you in jail. That don't make you a tough nigga because you in jail. I'm not gonna call you stupid, because some niggas do get caught up, or a nigga might snitch on you or some other shit, so some shit can happen. But you not no tough guy just because you in jail. So I'm like, to me, you just fucked up. You got caught doing some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on that to say, like, I ain't never been to prison type shit. You know, I done been in trouble with the law a couple times, but I ain't never been to actual prison. So it's like, I consider myself a smart nigga, because it ain't like I never did nothing, but it's like, I don't move in big groups. I hang around big groups before, but I'm not actively doing anything when I'm with these niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just on some chill shit. If I actually pull a move or some shit, I'm dolo with it, or I'm with somebody that I know that we not gonna even talk about this shit again. You hear me? So it's like, niggas, I don't know. That jail shit is overrated. Like, but that's more speaking to the women. If that's what you like, know that one day the nigga can go to jail, and then what you gonna do? You most likely she gonna be right back on the street looking for the next hood nigga, or even by then she might realize she want a regular nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna call you a regular nigga because you're not no hood nigga, but you just a nigga that's on your shit. You not about the street shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Also, like, even speaking on another situation, like with my brother called me. You know what I'm saying? Called me. Him and his shorty had a little situation. I don't want to put all their business out there, but it kind of resonated with me a little bit, because it's like something happened. It was on the road, and females basically always want you to agree with them, even when they know that they fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, they had a situation on the road, like some road rage shit. Like, it was a white dude, she was driving, it was a white dude she was trying to get over or some shit, and the nigga wasn't letting her over. And I think they kind of said some words back and forth. But, you know, my brother ended up checking her, like whole time. Like, because that's me too. Like, you my shorty, and then I get a lot of times women just want you to agree with them, but I feel like what's right is right. So, you know what I'm saying? He ended up checking her, like, nah, you was wrong. Like, you could have just slowed down or whatever she could have did. You know what I'm saying? So she ain't like that, of course. She said some shit along the lines of, oh, if I had a nigga with a gun, a real street nigga, he wouldn't be arguing. He would have just defended me. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, first of all, my brother changed when he went down there. I'm not saying he the super tough hood nigga, but he ain't no slouch either. Like, you know what I'm saying? He changed when, like, he moved from down here from the DMV to Memphis, to Tennessee. So it's like, you know, when he went down there, he was in a bad place here. So, like, you know what I'm saying? He went down there to better himself. So you telling me you want the nigga to bring the same mentality from up here to down there, and then what? Like, then you gotta consider, this is a black nigga. You tell him to do something to a white dude. You not even thinking of what's going on right now. Like, why would you even put that in his mind, or why would you even say that knowing that he really can't do nothing, or even if he did, that's a big risk. You know what I'm saying? And that was more so just a shot at him, like, trying to say, oh, you soft, or I feel like, that's what I feel like, she trying to say, oh, you soft, or, you know what I'm saying, if I had a hood nigga, all these fucking females, they fantasize about getting this hood nigga, and you don't realize what can come with that shit. Like, that shit ain't always for the best, you know what I'm saying? Another thing I kind of wanted to talk about is just friend expectations. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to another person, a good friend of mine. They was just, a couple of my friends though. Like, the expectation of what do you expect from your friends? Like, what should they have to do? And I ain't gonna say have to because nobody has to do anything for you. But like, I know a lot of people that they feel a way if you don't keep in contact with you. And I'm that type of person too, where I'm not pressed to speak to you every day. Like that don't mean there's no love laws type shit. It's just mean we not talking like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, unless you my 100% right hand and that's what we do all the time, and then I go weeks without talking to you, that's fishy. But most of my friends, I don't talk to you all day long every day, and I don't feel like that make us lesser friends or anything like that. But on the other end, they might see that as, oh, this motherfucker fake or whatever. Like, a friend, you gotta be able to decipher a friend from an associate too. Because if you're a friend, you should be able to tell that person how you feel. Like, I feel like we don't talk enough or whatever, and y'all should be able to hash that out. If you not friends but you expecting friendship from a motherfucker, that's where you going wrong at. Like, say me, and then the opposite party. Like, if you mad that I don't speak to you, then and we not really close like that, we need to have a conversation. Like, look, we ain't really friends like that. We just associates. I don't feel like we should be talking that much anyway. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, but if we consider each other actual friends, yeah, you should be able to address that shit. And then don't start acting funny towards a nigga or cut him off or start telling everybody else, I don't fuck with him, he 50, with the woo. Like, nah, like, people don't address shit enough nowadays. Like, and I'm big on addressing shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the sooner the better. Like, don't let some shit harbor over you for a long time, because then that's when you gonna start. I mean, you just might start feeling a different way about it. The longer you harbor on it, the more you might start feeling a different way about the shit. And it's just like, that ain't where it's at. Like, get shit off your chest and let it go. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, man. Like, don't expect much from people. That's my thing. My whole thing is, don't expect the lower your expectations are, the less chance you can get hurt, or the less chance of your feelings getting involved. Anything like that. Like, I feel like it's better to always have lower expectations. That way, if something great does happen and you didn't expect it, it's like, oh, it feels so much better. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, oh my God, this gonna happen, this could happen, you got high expectations, and then you let the fuck down. So, but it's nothing wrong with having goals and having expectations, but I'm prioritize. You know what I'm saying? But I had a lot more to talk about y'all with, man. But hopefully, I'm gonna have a guest on the next one, so I can have somebody else to, ping pong some of these ideas with, instead of just talking y'all motherfucking ear off, man. Again, this shit is like therapy for me, to be able to even, sit here, say what I feel and shit, and have anybody listen. I don't give a fuck if it's 2 people listening. You know what I'm saying? If somebody listening, they sort of agree, or even if it's something they want to debate, I'm open to all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm open to any discussion. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm putting it out to the public, it's always open for discussion type shit. Yeah, look, we're gonna wrap that up, man. As Caution Song, episode 2. Everybody stay healthy. Drink water. I know that's gonna be my new thing. Drink water. And even I'm talking that shit, not hardly drink water myself, but drink water, man. Wash your hands, all that good shit. Wear your mask. And it's kind of been blowing me too. Every time I go somewhere, I might have a mask right here, and they be geeking like, cover your nose. Why the fuck you care if I catch coronavirus? If my nose is already exposed, I probably already been exposed or caught the shit, and you telling me shit is not changing now. But again, I guess as wherever store you going into, they gotta say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in a gift shop or some shit. Where the fuck was I at? I feel like it was a gift shop, but I don't remember. It was like a little store. And on top of that, gift shop prices is fucking way too high. Like, why? Gift shops, hospitals, amusement parks, movie theaters, airports. Did I say airports? Why? Like, I don't know if that's a scheme or something. What the fuck they doing? How they could flip a bottle of water that's normally 95 cents to $3.75 is ridiculous to me. But you know what I'm saying? And then of course when you there, it's like that's the time when you want it the most, right? Like you at the airport and it's like you fucking dehydrated and you sitting there waiting on a long ass layover flight. You gonna go spend fucking $4 on some water if you thirsty enough, you know what I'm saying? Or you gonna be looking like shit for a water fountain, that ain't gonna cut it. But yeah, y'all gotta do something about the motherfucking prices. But I guess shit ain't gonna change. Ain't nothing going down nowadays. Everything is going up, up, up. You hear me? But yeah, man. Episode 2, Cars and Zone. Your boy Uno again. We logging out.